Sri Ruben Banerjee, Editor-in-Chief, Outlook Magazine, Sri Indranil Roy, CEO, Outlook, Sri Basant Kumar Kar, Country Director, Project Concern International India, Sri Ravi Bhatnagar, Director, members of the jury, awardees, and brothers and sisters. पोषण जैसे महत्वपूर्ण विषय पर आउटलुक इंडिया द्वारा आयोजित इस कार्यक्रम आउटलुक स्पीक्स आउट पोषण में आप सभी के साथ सम्मिलित होकर अत्यंत हर्ष का अनुभव कर रहा हूँ. I feel really happy to be here amidst you all today for this very constructive, meaningful program. I am delighted to be here at the Outlook Speak Out Portion program on nutrition being organized by Outlook India. It has to change the outlook of India. That is possible through proper communication, proper education, proper motivation by all the people concerned. It cannot be done by government alone, or it cannot be done by one organization. It has to be a societal effort. The entire country, society, they must all join together and understand the seriousness and importance of this program. That's why I am very happy that the Outlook magazine has taken a very constructive, what we call in Hindi, एक रचनात्मक कार्यक्रम उन्होंने हाथ में दिया है. मेरा अभिनंदन है. महात्मा गांधी जी हमेशा कहते थे रचनात्मक कार्यक्रम में भाग लेना बहुत जरूरी है. India is a country built on the hopes of 1.35 billion people. In my long political career, I have had the opportunity to see the country and my fellow countrymen very closely. 42 years in my public life, right from being a student leader to a legislator, to a party functionary, at the state level, at the national level, and then as a Minister of Rural Development, Minister of Urban Development, and now of course as the Vice President. I have an opportunity to go around the country, almost all districts except very few. I had an occasion to visit, see the life of the people. I can say with utmost certainty that we are a nation of the indomitable spirit and unmatchable potential to show excellence in every field. The latest Chandrayaan-2 mission speaks volumes of our scientific fervor and technological advancements. However, to keep India striding fast on its development trajectory, we need the people of the country, its human capital, to be stronger and healthier. Before becoming wealthier, we must become healthier. If you have health, then you will get wealth. But there is no guarantee vice versa. If you are wealthier, there is no guarantee that you will be healthier. Even if you have so much wealth, you can't eat sweet if you have diabetic. You can't enjoy life if you don't have proper nutrition and proper healthy lifestyle. Of course, the nutrition is a key determinant in making human capital healthier. India is a young nation with 65% of the people under the age of 30 or 35 years. No other country is blessed with such a huge demographic advantage. For India to fast-track progress and achieve its rightful place in the Committee of Nations, we must ensure that our people, particularly the youngsters, are well nourished. However, it's a matter of concern that 38.4% of children below the age of 5 years are stunted in India. According to the National Family Health Survey, NFHS 4, data also shows that there has been an increase in childhood wasting in the last 10 years, NFHS 3 and 4, from 19.8% to 21.1%. Raising moderate acute malnutrition, MAM, and severe acute malnutrition remain critical concerns. Besides undernutrition, there is also a problem of overnutrition, of obesity. We have both the problems. undernutrition and overnutrition also. At least 20.7% of Indian women and 18.6% of men are obese and overweight. Hunger and obesity are the double burden of malnutrition. Some time back I have been to Professor M.S. Swaminathan Institute in Chennai. He is one of the greatest scientists who was instrumental in taking our country forward through Green Revolution, and then was instrumental in attaining food security for India. But at the same time he was also telling, I was so impressed, that we have still hunger, we have food security, we have surplus production, and in certain cases we are in a position to even export also now. And I hope in the future we must first develop more on that. But a country of our size, you cannot be complacent, because production is growing, and the other production, population, is also growing. It's a reality. 135 crore population. You cannot depend on imported food security. You need to develop homegrown food security. This is what Dr. Swaminathan stresses, and I am very much impressed by that. You are not Dubai or Singapore. You go to Singapore, Dubai, nothing is produced, but you get everything beautiful, very fresh. Fruits, vegetables, everything and all. Because they are a small country, the requirement is small, they can import. But can a country of India's size, can we import? No. So we have to continuously plan for increasing production. Secondly, there is another hidden hunger of nutritional deficiency. The country should focus on that. If you want to have a healthier nation, and if you want to become wealthy, and you want to become a strong, stable, prosperous nation, you have to focus on the health aspect also and take care of the nutritional deficiency. This is very important. Many of us, if you go to doctor and have a checkup, there will be D3 deficiency, B12 deficiency, this vitamin deficiency, that vitamin deficiency and all. But you may not understand, you may not be knowing, but it will have its own effect on your health of the health. On your health means on the health of the nation. So this nutritional deficiency is also an important aspect. Water scarcity, unprecedented drought, floods and climate vulnerability are affecting India's food production, posing a threat to our present and future generations. As we are all aware, nutrition is essential for a healthy immune system and a higher order cognitive ability. Therefore, empowerment of the present and future generation should be the top priority for the country. It is extremely crucial for inclusive and sustainable development. India is developing, no doubt. We are marching forward. But at the same time, it has to be sustainable in the long term. And it has to be inclusive. The country is moving forward. You have metro, you have airways, you have railways, you are going to get bullet train, you are going to have smart cities, you have national 8 line, you have now even water transportation also is coming. The other day my colleague Nitin Gadkari was saying he is planning to introduce air taxis. Bus will be flying. I don't know what is going to happen. When they are flying on the road, we are seeing what is happening. But flying, that's good. Science and technology, they are all really, but innovative things are happening. Out-of-box ideas are coming. And this Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Bhai Modi, he gave a 3-line mantra. He said, reform, perform and transform. Transform the nation. What is the transformation? Transformation of the lives of the people. To make them not simply healthier, to make them happier. You are wealthy, you are prosperous, still you may not be happy. What is required is happiness also. भारत की पारंपरिक विविधतापूर्ण भोजन एवं खाना पाना पद्धति अच्छे पोषण पर बल देती है. प्रायः लोगों का विश्वास है कि भारतीय पद्धति अपने आप में संपूर्ण है, स्थायी है, तथा यह वर्तमान और भावी पीढ़ियों को भी पोषण दे सकती है। हमारे पारंपरिक भारतीय खाद्यान्न और आहार बेहतर पोषण देते हैं, अतः स्वाभाविक रूप से हमें अपने पारंपरिक आहार और पाक पद्धति को अपनाना चाहिए। What is disturbing is change of lifestyle and change of food habits, particularly among the younger generation. Every region, every season, the food has been prescribed by our forefathers. Not that they are doctors or they are nutrition specialists and all. They have learned through their life for ages. Our knowledge is immense. Bharatiya Pakashastra, which is very famous across the globe, prescribe mangoes. For example, mangoes, if you are familiar with South Andhra, you have Banginapalli. The same mango, yesterday only I was inquiring through my daughter for a function. The mango season, that season is over. Then mango season of Uttar Pradesh, Lucknow, it starts. A particular variety flourishes, tastes in a particular season. That is the nature. Food also, our forefathers have prescribed us according to season, what they used to call as Rutu, and then according to the local requirement. But unfortunately, with this modern life taking over, with the Western life dominating, and with this, what do you call, icons coming and then propagating the food and the new food that's being made available, and the children getting attracted to that. You have pizza, you have burger, and people say, sir, now there is no need to cook the food. It is all instant food. Instant food means constant disease. This has to be understood. How can anybody eat food without cooking? Forget about the taste. उसमें जो पोषक आहार है उसका क्या होगा? But it's fast catching up. Weakness. And also because of colonial mindset, we have developed another weakness is of something outside is good, something our own world is bad. The other saying they forget, world is good, gold. People used to heckle initially. When I went to America, first time, I carried with me some mirchi powder, chana powder, and some tamarind chutney, old tamarind chutney. People call it as pata chintakaya pachadi. That is old tamarind chutney, old, it's old rotten and all. So when I went to America, an interesting thing I'll tell you. The next day morning breakfast, I was trying to eat breakfast, but I could not reach their breakfast and all. So I was, instead of applying jam to the bread, I was applying this tamarind chutney and then eating. One of the co-delegates, who is from Tamil Nadu, I don't want to name her now, he was also part of the delegation. She told me, Mr. Naidu, you can't live without this chutney one day. After all, in America there. I said, okay, that's my liking and my weakness. You don't worry. Okay. After 5-6 days, when we were moving around, one day morning, she was asking me when I was eating breakfast, do you have some more tamarind chutney? She wanted to taste it after 6 days. Later she became minister also. See, this, why I am saying it's not because it's our food and it's great and all. It is time tested and suits your health. And it is all experience of thousands of years of civilization. But now the children, they go to restaurant people also understand the weakness. They change the names also, fashionable names. You go to restaurant, take the menu card, chicken 65. Age is not even 25, but 65. Then they name it chicken Manchuria. You have Himalaya here. Why do you Manchuria, Bulgaria, Somalia? Why do you name? But still, the temptation, some new name. This is another problem. And you don't know how much really protein is there in that or not. So there is need to educate the younger generation Not only younger generation, even the older generation also. About the need for protein food. This is about people who can afford. About the people who cannot afford, the downtrodden, the suppressed, the depressed people, the poor people. It is the duty of the state and the well-meaning society to take care of those sections. We have just now given award to some of the organizations. Some are educating, some are feeding, and some are providing. This is part of our culture. Indian culture, share and care is the core of Indian culture. Share and care is the core of Indian culture. We believe in Vasudaika Kutumbakam. Entire universe is one family. Sarve jana sukhino bhavantu. So you have to share with others, then you get immense happiness. Immense happiness. So these, some of the organizations, Akshay Patra, we have just now given them an award. And there are many organizations across the country. As I go around, I know. So these people are trying to provide, one is proteinous food and free food. Many organizations, governments also, some of the governments also, they try to provide it and all. But my point here is, mere government effort alone will not suffice. Government has so many challenges on so many fronts. So along with the government, the society also must get involved. The well-meaning people, the people who are capable, the rich. That has been our tradition of our country. Over the years, what happened, our political system made us to think, by koi bahar, somebody is speaking, I think, by phone. Nahi karna bhaiya, please. Normally, the system is they take your phone and keep it separately, protocol as vice president. But I told them, by the way, they like the phone more than their babies, let them carry it. And again, and there may be a problem of misplacement also. First misplacement, then displacement. So, otherwise, because that will cause disturbance to others. That's not any other this thing. Over the years, the political system made us to think that everything will be done by government. Don't worry. Everything. Sab kaam sarkar karega, hum bekar baithe to chalega. This mentality has developed. Otherwise, Swachh Bharat, PM has to start a campaign for Clean India. Clean India is for all of us. Beti bachao, beti padhao. It's a societal duty to take care of the girl child, educate her, empower her. That's also part of our responsibility. Plantation of tree, taking care of the nature is your duty. But now it needs a movement, government, expenditure, department. All these things are all because the society has forgotten some of its responsibilities. And yoga is an ancient Indian art. But yoga also now Modi ji has to promote it and go to United Nations, then propose it, and 172 countries agreeing. Across the globe now people are practicing yoga. Yoga is an ancient Indian art and science. It's a subject, art and science, both. Yoga is both art and science. And some people also in India, everything people suspect. अरे इन्होंने कुछ कर रहे, अरे आउटलुक वाले अचानक कभी पोषण अभियान क्यों कर रहे, अरे अच्छा काम कर रहे, उनको अभिनंदन करो. ऐसा नहीं, एक वर्ग, सब लोग एक वर्ग ऐसे ही बैठे इस देश में. हर एक विषय में शंका व्यक्त करना, डाउट एक्सप्रेस करना, सस्पेक्ट करना, रेस्पेक्ट नहीं करना, ये एक बीमारी है हमारा समाज. जितना जल्दी हम इस बीमारी से बाहर आ सके तो उतना अच्छा होगा. बिकॉज 72 years after independence, yoga is for your body, not because of Modi. You have to understand. This is for your body. If you do yoga, one boy asked me, what is the benefit I get, sir? क्या होगा मुझे? मैंने कहा कुछ नहीं होगा, आप योग्य बनाओगे. योगा करें तो योग्य बनाओगे. हर काम के लिए योग्य होगी. Taking care of your own health. So this campaign by Outlook magazine is very significant. I'm really happy. I have different views about their political outlook. But I am no more in politics. That's unfortunately I am no more in politics. I am retired from politics, but not tired from public life. But this initiative, not only this, even earlier about water problem is going to be a major problem. Yesterday we were at the Samvad with Sadhguru. Sri Vasudevji. I invited him to my house, called a couple of people, Supreme Court judges, IAS, IPS officers, ministers, speaker, everybody was there. He was explaining about us, about the need for agroforestry. Agroforestry. Growing trees, protecting forests is required. Otherwise, if you don't care for nature, nature will not care for you. That's why you are seeing all this climate change, nature worldwide movement, Prem taking an initiative. All these things are because we have started disrespecting the nature. That's why I suggest to the people, love and live with the nature. You love the nature, nature will love you. Nature means all know, I did not explain. Nature, culture, together for better future. This is my advice to all. Nature, culture, together for better future. Whose future? Your own future. We should really think in these terms, and there is a need to change the mindset and change the outlook of the people of India. That's why I am very happy to be here today. The Indian food and diet system, with their diversity, promote good nutrition. People at large believe that Indian way is self-sustained and it can very well support the present and future generations. These traditional Indian diets promote better nutrition, and therefore we must promote our traditional food and feeding practices. Earlier those days, ragi, jowar, bajra, milk products, people never used to sell milk. They used to drink milk and feed poor people also. I remember my grandmothers, they used to give milk to all the poor people from our surplus in the village. The village used to take care of the needy. We have milk production going up, but most of the milk we are selling also. The food habits are very important. I need not further explain about it. The traditional food and feeding practices over the years we have it. Now I'm happy. Now people are moving again, branding. Separate what is this? Organic food. Every food must be organic. Natural food. Natural things. People are now slowly moving. But the nation must move towards the natural food. Organic food. Nutritious food. For that, this nation is huge. Different regions, different. Some people link it with religion also. Food and religion, I don't know what is this thing. Food is a personal habit. You want to be vegetarian, be vegetarian. If you want to be a non-vegetarian, okay. You want to be both like me, that also is allowed, no problem. Vegetarian as well. One non-vegetarians have one advantage. They are non-vegetarian, also vegetarian. Non-vegetarian, I know. So and that also, again, ye khana galat hai. But at the same time, you should not hurt the sentiments of others. Often we find nowadays in few institutions, this festival, that festival, kiss festival, beef festival. इसके लिए फेस्टिवल का क्या जरूरत है? आपको जो खाना है खाओ. किसी को किस करना उनका अनुमति से ही करना पड़ता है ना. If both are of that age, do it privately. Why do you do it in public and call it as a festival? This is another weakness of our system. Government should not get into this. And even others also should not bother. But only thing is there is something called as societal order, decency, and also public health. Public health also, because there will be disturbance of the mind for others. These people may not be noticing it. All these things require education of the people. And then we must go back to our old food habits. It has also been observed that many Indian states have done exemplary work in the field of nutrition. Arunachal Pradesh, Tripura, Chhattisgarh, Punjab, Mizoram, Gujarat, Odisha, Delhi and Assam have shown reduction in stunting. It's a good development. Meghalaya, Mizoram, Bihar, Jharkhand and Kerala have shown success in reduction of wasting. Sikkim, Assam, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, Rajasthan, Bihar and Jharkhand have shown success in reduction of anemia. We need to celebrate our success and be proud to scale up these evidence and learning. These achievements can inspire others to replicate and take forward this initiative. Why this felicitation by Outlook? Felicitation, what is it they are going to get by this award or this whatever you have given? Felicitation is to give inspiration to others. You felicitate Orissa, other states should Orissa has been felicitated for their good work. What is it they have done? We should also follow. Something like that. You felicitate ordinary people, common people. You felicitate organizations also, institutions also, for the good work. Because good practices has to be followed. Before following, you should know what are the good practices, etc. Our programs and policies should be evidence-based. Information, you can give information, but information is with confirmation is more than an ammunition. If you simply say this is good, doubt होता है. जैसा मैंने कहा, doubting Thomas ज़्यादा है हमारे देश में, doubt होता है. So if you prove it with confirmation, saying this has brought down the stunting to this level, this has increased the proteiness of the people to this level, this is the evidence, this is the report, this is the survey, then that will carry more conviction of the people. I would urge research at academic institutions like ICMR, CFTRI, ICAR, NIN, National Institute of Nutrition, IITs, and AAMS, and AIMS and others to carry out more research in the area of nutrition. There is a need for further research. And research and science and technology is for improving the lives of the people. So this should go on. It should also be noted that adolescent girls act as the second window of opportunity in the case of addressing malnutrition, while the first 1000 days of life being the first window, preventing early marriage of girls, addressing girl dropout from schools, delaying first pregnancy, and adequate spacing between births would greatly contribute to better nutrition. We also need to involve agriculture, animal husbandry, health and family welfare, and food and civil supplies ministries in nutrition planning. Ideally, we should overlay nutrition maps with agriculture maps on what produce should be able to achieve optimal nutrition, and recommend seed kits. Promoting dry land agriculture will be a game changer on the nutrition front. I can tell you, share my own experience. As long as we are doing dry farming, we were very healthy. After we got water through canals and start cultivating rice and also going for various varieties, and after we started getting the rice mills, polishing mills, after we were successful in eliminating all the poshak padartha from rice and eating fashionable white rice without any substance, the diseases started coming. We are not realizing it. I am not suggesting nobody should eat rice. No, we should eat rice also. But at the same time, the other millets, cereals, they are all very important for a nutritious food. Initiation of breastfeeding within an hour of birth is extremely important and prevents neonatal morbidity and mortality. Helps to build continued immunity in a placental separation. Exclusive breastfeeding needs to be ensured up to 6 months. In India, the rate of exclusive breastfeeding is only 55%, so according to survey, and only 41% are able to start breastfeeding within an hour of giving birth to a newborn. Breastfeeding needs to continue up to 2 years. It is pertinent to mention that we are observing World Breastfeeding Week from August 1st to 7th. We need to actively promote the breastfeeding to ensure optimal nutrition and reduce disease risk among infants. Dear sisters and brothers and my dear youngsters, the reach of ICDS cannot be matched by any other system. We need to ensure that ICDS serves right complementary food for children below 2 years and supplementary food for pregnant and lactating women. It is also equally important to address micronutrient malnutrition in the country through supplementation, food fortification, biofortification, and conventional plant breeding. Dietary diversification needs to be ensured that increased consumption of green leafy vegetables, fruits, lentils, and other protein-rich food items. Immunization is essential to prevent children from falling prey to various dangerous diseases. I am glad that the government has launched Mission Indradhanush to vastly improve immunization coverage. By continuing our efforts to ensure safe motherhood through schemes such as Pradhana Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana, Pradhana Mantri Maitriva Suraksha Abhinayan, and Ayushman Bharat, we also need to focus on ensuring good quality, easily accessible and affordable maternal health care service for all women. Since nutrition is closely linked with agriculture sector, we need to promote nutrition sensitive agriculture. Nutrition sensitive agriculture. Agriculture is our basic culture. In that, nutrition sensitivity should be brought in. Dry land agriculture and naturally biofortified crops like minor millets, amla and drumstick. It is about time India focused on precision agriculture using artificial intelligence for food, nutrition and water security. Micronutrient deficiencies, which are commonly known as deficiencies of vitamins and minerals, that is below healthy thresholds, are a major public health problem in India today. They affect all the income groups across all states. Micronutrients deficiency results in low productivity, poor cognitive and physical development. We need to address this through supplementation, food fortification and dietary diversity. Dietary diversity. We have so much diversity in our country, in our culture, in our living, but also in food. And we have how many varieties of food we can't even explain. I also feel that the state food commissions should be designated as state food and nutrition commissions and empowered to review, monitor and ensure access to nutrition food. Apart from establishing a system to generate and review nutrition data, the status of interventions in multiple sectors, there is a need to focus on effective implementation of proven interventions. Anganwadi centers should be the points of convergence for nutrition, health and food security services. I feel that there is also need to leverage the human capital potential. 5.5 million self-help groups. They are doing wonderful, some of them are doing wonderful work. With 60 million women numbers, 76,000 village level dairy cooperatives, 2,50,000 panchayats across 6,40,867 villages, 13.63 lakh Anganwadi centers, 1.4 million workers, ASHA workers, and 1 million helpers also, and ANMs should work together for the success of the mission to make India malnutrition free. These grassroots level workers must be imparted training and empowered with adequate budget. The Pradhana Mantri Poshan Abhiyan, the scheme for holistic nourishment, can be guiding light for all the nutrition related interventions in the country. It aims to benefit 100 million people in 3 phases from 1718 to 1920. It targets the reduction of stunting, undernutrition, anemia and low birth weight. I feel that Poshan Abhiyan needs to be implemented in a campaign mode. Greater involvement of panchayats, civil society organizations and people's networks. In fact, there should be a national movement on the lines of Swachha Bharat, Beti Bachao Beti Padhao Abhiyan and similar other schemes to eliminate the scourge of malnutrition and other nutrition related problems. I also feel there is a need to bring a nutrition revolution in the country by creating women nutrition warriors or change leaders at the hamlet level. If you educate a woman, you are educating a family. So that's why the focus should be more on women. These change leaders need to create awareness and provide counseling by visiting every home. Dear sisters and brothers, India is definitely ready for the nutrition revolution to address malnutrition, and it has to be led by women. All stakeholders and policy makers in the health sector need to immediately focus on the problem of raising obesity. Let us address India's double burden on malnutrition. Finally, in my concluding remarks, I would like to stress that every child has a right to receive good nutrition. It is a necessity to address malnutrition in all forms in a life cycle approach with a focus on first 1000 days of life. We need to build on the numerous best practices, evidences and models to eradicate malnutrition. Special focus should be on pregnant and lactating mothers to build future potential and see a new generation of citizens empowered with maximum physical and mental potentiality. The government and development partners need to come together on a common platform, work for this national cause. Greater allocation of corporate social responsibility funds must go for nutrition related interventions. सांसदों को भी अपनी संसदीय निधि का प्रयोग पोषण बढ़ाने वाले कार्यों में करना चाहिए. संभव है तो मनरेगा के तहत भी पोषण संबंधित कार्यों जैसे सामुदायिक भूमि पर पोषक फसलों को पौधों की बागवानी आदि पर अधिक ध्यान दिया जाना चाहिए. Parliamentarians should also utilize their MP lads towards nutrition. Manrega schemes, we are spending around 65,000 crores on Manrega, creating work. They should also focus on nutrition related activities by promoting multi-gardens, kitchen gardens on community lands. इस कार्यक्रम के माध्यम से राष्ट्रीय महत्व के इस विषय पर जनजागृति बढ़ाने के लिए आउटलुक समूह तथा पीसीआई का अभिनंदन करता हूँ. पौष्टिक भोजन का कोई विकल्प नहीं है, बल्कि यह नए भारत के उज्जवल भविष्य के आवश्यक शर्त है. So I must once again compliment Outlook Group and also urge upon all the media in the country, media, cinema, art, they are all very powerful communications in the modern society. They should all have this responsibility of creating awareness among the people. As I said, it's a societal responsibility. Unfortunately, in India, the focus of newspapers is more on sensationalism. Sensationalism means you lose sense during that moment. What is required is realism. Breaking news, making news. Make news, but don't break news. And combining news and views is another bad disease. News has to be news, perfect. And your views, yes, starting a paper and then you must have every right to have your own editorial, your articles and all. But they should be separate. News and views should never be combined together. Because as there are so many channels now, 1,000 channels, मॉर्निंग न्यूज़, इवनिंग न्यूज़, आफ्टर न्यूज़, आज तक, कल तक, सीधी बात, उल्टी बात, कितना बात है याद रखना भी मुश्किल हो रहा है. किसका क्या हेडलाइन है. और वो कहते सर हेडलाइंस, और सवाल भी पूछते थे. मैं थोड़ी देर प्रवक्ता भी था, आके पूछ सर क्या है, दिस इज द हेडलाइन. मैंने कहा दिस में भी योर लाइन. नो सर, हेडलाइन. आई यूज्ड टू से योर हेडलाइन कैन नॉट बी डेडलाइन टू मी, आई हैव माय ओन लाइन. नो सर, देयर आर रिपोर्ट्स. I used to say, there is no support for your report. You must report and leave it to the people for judgment. You cannot be a reporter and also a judge. This is a new trend that has come in the media. This has to take. And at the same time, politics alone is not the life. Life includes sports. Life includes arts. Life includes agriculture. Life include various vocations. Life include various scientific knowledge acquiring processes. Life includes health. Life includes so many things. You can go on telling like. So you have to focus on various aspects of life. I'm happy certain magazines, certain dailies even, they have a health column. They have a column separately, Vasundhara, the ladies column about ladies. And then they have business column. Business is also part of the life. In our country, another problem. Business means politicians, they feel shy to talk about businessmen, meeting them, greeting them. You don't like businessmen during daytime, but do business with them in the evening time, night time. What is this? Business is part of a developmental story of the country. Agriculture and business industry, they must go together in order to make your economy strong and stable. So business column that way, share column, share sports column also. Like that, now the need of the hour is that you need to have a column about the health, and in the health there has to be a subheading about nutrition. Because as I told you, the ad campaign by multinational companies, Western companies, they are doing their business. You can't now lament for allowing them, because having allowed FDI, Now it's open. We are living in a era of LPG, liberalization, privatization, globalization. You can't live in isolation and have the consolation. You have to open up and face the challenge from the competition, from others. But at the same time, you have to strengthen your own base. And you have to really educate people. That's why I have been now telling students also, first focus on your mother tongue. Mother tongue. First get proficiency in mother tongue. And then get efficiency in other languages. So mother tongue is equally important because the original ideas a child can express in her or in his mother tongue. The other is like your eyes. Mother tongue is like your eyesight. The other language is like spectacles. If you have eyesight, then this will improve your sight. If you don't have eyesight, even if you wear Ray-Ban glasses, forget about the foresight, you will lose your eyesight also. Sight also. So, these are all elementary things, but the media has a responsibility towards the society to educate people. I am happy today, I am here in a function organized by Outlook magazine for a noble cause. I would like to compliment the editor-in-chief and also the CEO and also the other journalists who are all working and making a beautiful, wonderful contribution for the health of the nation so that India can become a healthy and wealthy, happy nation. Thank you very much. Namaskar. Jai Hind.